the descendants of Kendrick, of Botham, and of Jackson, together with relations by marriage. A fourth plaque was headed Ramsay, but was otherwise blank. Larkin spent some time reading the lists, and of course he recognized the names. They were the same names available in the public records, the same lineage that Larkin had traced in his teens after his mother had disclosed that their own official family tree contained a falsehood. Larkin stepped through the second set of doors to where the Kendricks dolls were on sale. A young woman stood behind the counter next to a brass till. She didn't acknowledge Larkin's entrance, apparently because she was engrossed in a ledger. Her black hair was artfully piled upon her head, Gibson girl style. She was somewhat fat, had a complexion like bisque, and was scowling deeply from concentration or bad mood, Larkin couldn't yet say. He turned his attention to the wares. The magic dolls lined every wall. They were shielded by iron bars. Each doll extended her right hand between the rails, as though beseeching the customer. Larkin placed his finger on the nearest tiny palm. Instantly he felt a rush of heady optimism. He removed his finger, and the heady optimism vanished as quickly. The doll was dimpled. She wore a taffeted dress and white lace cap. Her neighbour was dressed as a shepherdess, complete with crook and stiff bow beneath her bonnet. At the touch of her hand, bucolic bliss swirled through Larkin with sweetness and intensity. He let her go, bringing the bliss to an end. There were many dozens more dolls. He caressed all of them, drawing a new feeling from each one. A china doll with a cracked face was the last of them. Despite the fracture, her powers were intact. Her cold touch left him gloriously exultant. The sentiment thrashed inside him, against his ribs in every pulse, and he savoured its depth and novelty. The doll watched him with blue glass eyes. Damaged, yet inspiring exultation. How could Larkin resist purchasing her? He hadn't come to buy, but he now had no intention of leaving without the doll. He approached the sales assistant. A name tag was pinned to her dress. Persephone. Romantic parents, seemingly. "Yes," she said. Her tone was so surly, Larkin laughed. She made a poor ambassador. "I'd like to buy the broken doll," he answered. Persephone raised an eyebrow. Clearly, his laughter hadn't endeared her. But she said, "Good. I'll be glad to see the back of that one." Larkin took a fat roll of banknotes from his inner pocket, in accordance with the price, and placed them on the table. Persephone gave them a perfunctory rifle, which showed either surprised faith in his honesty or a disregard for Kendrick's bottom line. A trill marked the stowing of her cash in the till. Persephone then slipped from behind the counter. She heaved back the iron railings and picked up the doll with the cracked face. She shoved the railings back into place with a clang. "What caused the crack?" Larkin asked, when she'd returned to her station. "I don't know." She placed the doll in a silk-lined box, which she slid across the counter before returning to her ledger. Larkin watched her write several entries in precise, lowercase letters. Evidently, she thought their business was complete, but Larkin made no move to leave. "I also wish to speak to Conrad Kendrick," he said, smiling. "Why?" She didn't lift her head. "I want to work here." "Are you descended from Sally Botham?" she asked. "Or Rebecca Jackson?" "No." "You can't be a Kendrick." Incredulous, she met his eye at last. "No, This is a family business. You must be descended from Botham, Jackson, or Kendrick to work here, or marry in. Conrad Kendrick won't consider anybody else." "What if I say I'm descended from Jemima Ramsay?" "I'd call you a liar." She spoke coolly, without condemnation, as if he bored her. Jemima Ramsay died with her unborn child in 1821, and left no other offspring. The child didn't die. Jemima Ramsay ran away with a Frenchman, and her husband announced her death to avert gossip.